Hello and welcome back to True Crime Guys podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and I brought Andy with me.
Oh, that's a nice breeze I feel going in here, Michael.
I got a little fan going for Andy today.
That's just for me, baby.
Cool
that's
down.
Just for me. You don't want this chair as wet as it has been.
No, I got to cut down the damage to the mold in here. I'm kidding. But guys, thank you for joining us today for another True Crime Guys episode. Today, we got a crazy one that I'm kind of surprised is not covered by more podcasts. This Stephen McDaniel murder, I searched it up, and there's really maybe 5-6 podcasts that have done it.
Really?
I was kind of surprised.
Well, let's be the Mavericks today, Michael.
All right, let's do it. But before we get into it, guys, I got to remind you that you can catch these episodes early and ad-free on Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys, and we would appreciate that very much, guys. It's the best way to support the show. And right off the bat, you get to hear all of these episodes early and ad-free with some bonus content. Mm-hmm. Me and Andy just had a little bonus banter, about 20 minutes of earlier. Andy had me rolling in here, but we put that at the end of every episode. It's just like a little wind down, a little palate cleanser, if you will. That's what I'm looking for, a palate cleanser, Andy.
Aperitif.
Because you're going to need it after today's case.
Probably.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
you are, Andy. I can go ahead and tell you that. But also, here on the free platform, we have lots of other shows. You can check out Strange and Unexplained, Cryptic Soup with Thina and Kylie, and also Sandu Stories, wherever you listen to podcasts. And of course, you can hear everything we've ever made, including all of these episodes, on patreon.com/truecrimeguys. But also give us a follow on social media at True Crime Guys, wherever you're at. And we'll keep you up to date on what's going on in the true crime world, as well as the cases that we're covering. Like the case today, the case of Lauren Giddings. Lauren was a bright, outgoing law student focused on making a life for herself. She had just graduated, actually. I just wish that life didn't include Stephen McDaniel. Stephen was a peeping Tom who turned into a murderer and who was discovered while doing TV interviews about said murder case.
Peeping Tom got a little too close still. Staying a little too close.
A little too close. But it's a good thing, because it sealed his own fate.
Good.
So, Andy, let's roll that intro, and let's get into it.
I will.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
She's as nice as can be. Very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. The only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? We don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
What's going on in your mind right now? Like, what are you thinking?
Why would anyone do this?
You didn't hear anything?
No. I just heard something. Maybe I could have helped.
Okay, don't worry.
No, if she had, I could have done something. I could have lent her a handgun. I've got a little handgun that I have for defense.
Now, they haven't confirmed, at least not with us, that it was Lauren that they found. Are you holding out any hope right now?
I hope. If they found it on the property somewhere.
You hadn't heard anything about a body until you were talking to us, right?
No. As far as any of us knew, they were still trying to just find her.
All right, so first, let's get to know Lauren. Lauren Teresa Giddings was born April 18th, 1984, in Tacoma Park, Maryland. She moved to Macon, Georgia in 2008 to attend law school at Mercer University. After her graduation in 2011, she remained in Macon to study for the Georgia bar exam. Now, she had planned to start a career as a defense attorney. Lauren was the first person in her family to go to college, so it was kind of a big deal for her.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and her family as well. In mid-June, Giddings told her family and friends that she would be on the do not disturb for a few weeks because she wanted to focus on her studies because she had the exam coming up.
I do like this is 2011, so it's like before the time you can actually put your phone on do not disturb mode.
Right. Well, you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to miss anything important. It's just like, don't be bugging me, right? Don't be calling me to tell me what you had for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing important shit over here.
Yeah. That's why the do not disturb is good. It's like you can set it to be like, okay, only this person can call me if they call me 2 times in a row.
Really there you
fast. Go. Then I know it's important.
Exactly. So while Lauren was studying for the exam, things had felt a bit off to her. She felt like someone was watching her.
It's so many people can feel that sometimes. It is a weird thing that people can feel.
Especially when you live alone, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
I mean, she does live alone in her apartment.
There's plenty of times I felt that way when I lived by myself, but there was also plenty of times I was just a little stoned, and I was like, am I being watched?
A little paranoid?
Nope, that's just the cat who won't stop looking at you because you keep staring back at it.
And he's hungry.
Yeah.
But on the evening of June 25th, 2011, Lauren sent an email to her boyfriend, David Vandiver, who was 20 years her senior and on a golf trip in California.
Okay.
Now, this email said that Lauren felt like someone had tried to break into her apartment on the night of Thursday, June 23rd. And she tried to downplay the event, even making a joke saying it must have just been the Macon hoodlums.
I mean, I guess that I love how this is just in an email still. This is 2011. Who's like communicating in these like just casual terms in email still?
Wouldn't you call them?
Or text at this point, like still.
Either way, if I'm the boyfriend, I feel like I'm heading to Georgia.
Yeah, if I get an email,
it's email, text, anything that says somebody's trying to get into your apartment, I'm on my way.
Yeah, if you think somebody's breaking into your apartment.
I don't give a fuck about golf.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about golf. But that's that's more important than an email. Come on.
Yeah, seriously. So that's odd. Maybe they just sent emails daily as kind of like check-in letters.
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe, and she just mentioned it in that because she knew he was going to read it that day.
And like she said, she tried to downplay it, but either way, making a joke about it. But either way, that's gotta set some alarm bells off for the boyfriend.
It's extremely sketch. Now, Lauren's sister, Caitlin, she told the news on June 29th that by that time she hadn't received a call or a text from Lauren in 2 days. So since the 27th. Eventually, she learned that no one had heard from her. And something just wasn't adding up. Her car was still at her apartment, but no one was answering the door when they knocked. Last time they spoke, Lauren mentioned that things felt weird in her apartment, almost as if maybe someone was moving things around in it.
Okay, poltergeist.
Yeah, right?
If it's not a poltergeist.
Not like while she's watching, but you know what I mean. Like, wasn't that sitting over there? Like that type of thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I left that on the counter.
Exactly. Now, one of Lauren's friends knew where there was a spare key. They said Lauren's stuff had been strewn everywhere because she was packing up and getting ready to move out. But that wasn't the most alarming part. Lauren's books, keys, and purse were all still in the home.
Okay, so now it looks more like maybe looks like a little bit of a breaking and entering. Looks almost like a robbery.
Kidnapping at best.
Yeah, it's like, where's Lauren? All of her personal belongings are still here.
Exactly. She wouldn't leave without all that stuff.
No,
even if she's going on a jog, she's going to take her keys and her phone.
Yeah.
right?
Her door's locked. How's she going to get back? Well, there's a spare key, but
There's
still.
a spare, yeah. But anyways, so they called the cops, and the Macon police quickly arrived at her apartment. On June 30th, Lauren was officially reported missing. Authorities first noticed that there were no signs of forced entry, and they didn't see anything that suggested that a struggle took place. But when police sprayed luminol in the bathroom, the walls, the floor, and the bathtub all lit up.
Ooh.
They were no longer investigating a missing person case, but now they knew it was a homicide.
Yeah, and if you guys don't remember, luminol is the stuff that you can spray that will show blood after it's been cleaned up under like a black light and things
Exactly.
like that. So, yeah.
Also, it's important to note that they didn't see anything that would suggest a struggle. I think you should remember that just for at the end of the episode.
Yeah, because they said they said that she was about to move out. Like it looked like she'd been packing, getting ready to move out. So
right.
This was normal, but
so maybe the house was kind of in disarray, anyways.
But not like there had been something thrown around. Like nobody's
exactly.
crashing into things. Everything's broken.
Right. Nothing had blood on it.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, at that point, other than the bathroom. Now, authorities began searching the perimeter of the apartment building because they were made aware of a potent smell that was coming from the outside trash cans. And inside one of the trash cans, they found a torso wrapped in a plastic garbage bag. And in the trash bin, it was in the trash bin behind Barrister's Hall. Investigators were able to match the DNA to a sample of Lauren's hairbrush and samples from her parents. So it was confirmed to be Lauren. Following this, Macon Police Chief Mike Burns spoke at a press conference during which he said, "I want to ask the public to please help us with this investigation." Another detective said, "While we were standing there, the wind started to turn. Immediately, I smelled an odor that I was very familiar with. We all smell things in life that smell bad, and that of a body or a decomposing body is one of the worst things you'll smell. But it has a very distinctive smell. They did not find the head, the legs, or arms in either of the other trash cans. I had never seen anything like that before. Who could have done this? Because truthfully, only a monster could do something like that. It was absolutely horrible."
Yeah, that is a legitimate, terrifying thing to go out and just find the torso. This apartment is not covered in blood. There's not it doesn't look like somebody has been, the apartment doesn't look like someone's been murdered in it to an extent. The bathroom's got blood all over the place, but it's been cleaned up.
Exactly.
And you just find a torso, like this. I think it's like an episode of Dexter.
It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So, of course, upon this, news crews start descending on the scene. And since there were no witnesses at this point, the authorities were doing all they could to get information from those who knew Lauren, lived near her, or anyone who saw her on a regular basis. Now, at the time, a man named Stephen McDaniel volunteered for an interview. He was a former friend of Lauren, I guess. Former classmate seems more accurate, really.
Yeah, former person who was in her acquaintance or vicinity at some point.
Lived near her, yeah. Stephen McDaniel was someone who could be considered more of an introverted recluse. He was 25 at this time, only 2 years younger than Lauren. He lived in the same apartment complex, but his lease was ending in 2 weeks, and he was moving back in with his parents. But during Stephen's 12-and-a-half-minute interview, Stephen is being questioned, and he mentions that they were both students. He said no one has seen her since Saturday. He says she's as nice as can be, very personable, very much a people person, and nothing seemed odd. I played some of this in the intro.
This guy gets like a 12-and-a-half-minute interview, like you're
12
somebody
and a half
really.
minutes. It's still on YouTube. It's an interesting watch. It's because then the interviewer, lets him spout all his typical bullshit, right? Then the interviewer says, "What about the parking lot and around that area? Because, they found a body." And he just goes cold. He's just like staring off into space. And you can tell he is freaking out. And he's like, a body?
Oh, yeah, you can just clearly see this expression of just like, oh, shit. What do you mean body? Because most of the bodies where I left it. What do you?
Yeah.
Which part are you talking about?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what was going through his head. And then the reporter kind of tries to help him, and she mentions well, they haven't tested it, so they aren't sure that the body is Lauren's. But it was here in the apartment area.
Now, do you think this reporter is actually trying to catch this person?
No.
Because like
I think they just got lucky and got the most iconic interview in this case ever.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Because
it
like she
turned
says,
out to be.
She says
crazy.
they found a body in the parking lot, and it's like they didn't. They found her torso in the trash cans behind the building.
But it had just broke, so like the details weren't really clear yet.
So I'm like, did she have incorrect information and she was just conveying what she had?
Yeah.
Or did she know where the body was found and she just said like the parking lot, and as almost like just asked, like saying the wrong thing to see what he said. You know, I'm like, I don't want to give this reporter that much credit.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, that could be something like that seems like one of those things of being like, why are you, this guy seems like off. I just have like a journalistic hunch to throw a bone out here.
I mean, even as he struggles through the interview, it's still entertaining, right? I just don't think a journalist is going to turn him off. It's like, as long as you want to talk, they're going to film you.
Well, sometimes. Very much sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're saying stuff pertaining to the case, and he is.
Yeah.
And he's just mumbling. I mean, he's just spitting off all kinds of stuff.
Just can't stop talking about her, really.
Right. But once he finds out about the discovery of her body, his personality just totally shifts. And he says, I got to go sit down, right? And he just walks off to the camera.
I gotta go.
Well, 20 minutes later, he's ready to talk again.
Oh my God.
He wanders back up to the camera, okay? He's not done, Andy. He's not done. He talks about everything. He talks about studying for the bar exam, how he hasn't seen Lauren because they've all been busy with school, and he totally over-explains everything. He says that she's taking online classes because she's taking a different type of bar exam, and he's taking this totally irrelevant information, right?
Just can't stop talking about her now.
And then he starts fake crying, and he's talking about how that day she's going to be moving out, and dude, he's breaking down. Tears are all streaming down his face. He's talking about how her family lives in Maryland, and that's where she's from.
It's like, dude, are you her best friend? Like,
right?
Are you her boyfriend? Where is this? Who are you?
Well, then he kind of just drifts off, right? And the reporter's like, well, what's going on in your mind right now? What are you thinking? And he goes, why would anyone do this? He starts hyperventilating and saying that he wishes he could have done something to help her.
Oh my God, yeah.
You could. You
He
piece
wishes-
of shit.
He wishes he could have heard something because then he would have helped. I was like, I think you heard a lot, my man.
Yeah.
Maybe you just blocked it out. Maybe you just pretended like you didn't. But
Right. Yeah, he says he found out about her being missing because a bunch of her friends come to the apartment to look for her. And at this point during his interview, on the newscast, the on-text screen says the body found is confirmed to be Lauren Giddings.
yeah, the Chiron goes across the bottom, just saying body is identified as like, it's almost like you could see his eyes like looking down and reading it as it goes across. Like,
Oh, shit.
It's like just a little like fourth wall break of the news being like, what's that say?
What is
What's
that? What is that?
Fuck. I gotta go sit down again.
Yeah, no, he's so distracted because he's like, at this point, he's telling a story about how the first time he met Lauren, she had a dog that she had brought with her and it got hit in the parking lot. And he went out there and, helped her take care of it or whatever. And then her parents showed up, and that's how he's all over the place for real.
Oh yeah, he is literally just trying to say anything he can to be like, I'm just a friendly neighbor. I'm just a good neighbor, and I just know her very well.
He even knew about the emails that she sent her boyfriend talking about somebody sneaking in and stuff. He knew about those emails.
Oh, so
He claims that one of her friends was reading the emails aloud to him and the other friends when they were searching her computer.
Right. Can any of her friends back this up? Can any of her friends say, oh yeah, Stephen was in there with us. We're all having a sleepover and we're reading her emails and talking, having a girls' night. And
Yeah. I doubt it. I doubt that stood up in court.
yeah, I don't think that. I feel like maybe you were reading her emails, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. There was tale that he might have worked on her computer at some point in time.
I could see that being a way to get in there. So
Oh, definitely. He also added that he had a handgun that he could have lent her if he'd known that she was in trouble.
that she thought she may have been in danger.
Yeah, he could have helped her out.
Could have protected her.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, man. If only. Originally, while the authorities were searching the apartment complex, each neighbor freely allowed the police to search their apartment, except for Stephen. He claimed it was because he was protective of his personal space. I mean, he is also learning to be a defense lawyer as well. That's kind of creepy, isn't it?
It's kind of one of those things. It's like, can we search your apartment? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm very, not with those. Those are outside shoes. You can't, not in my apartment. Absolutely.
Right. Not without a warrant. What?
What? Not without a warrant. I mean, please don't.
He did eventually allow one detective to walk through the unit if he could go with them. But apparently he was sweating bullets, boy, walking around.
Do you have like a blind detective who actually doesn't have a sense of smell? I'll take them through. Clearly, I can walk them through, tell them everything's in there.
Right. Well, look, just on this little search, apparently they went on his computer. I guess he gave them permission for that as well, even on the initial search. But they noticed that he had a key that was labeled master key, and they assumed it was for the apartment complex.
Why would you have this, my man?
Later on, they found out that it is, yes.
I'm sorry, are you the super here?
Right.
What's going on here, my man?
And they also noticed that Steven's social media presence had numerous claims about hating women and wanting to torture them.
On social media? What kind of social media are we talking about?
What sites is he on?
Jesus. Truth Social? I don't know.
God almighty. Steven had an eHarmony page, and he wasn't gaining a lot of traction there. Shocker.
Yeah. Shocker.
He was a self-professed virgin, claiming that he was saving himself for marriage, not by choice. Andy, how dare you?
Self-professed? I think you were just.
I mean, it was by choice.
I mean, it was. I think you're just a virgin. You can be a self-professed. You're just a virgin because I feel like you just kind of have this vibe.
He's kind of got that vibe, yeah.
Kind of this vibe.
Police bring Steven in for further questioning. Okay, and he was very tight-lipped, only answering a few questions. Mostly, he always said was "I don't know" or "Yes, no." It's over 2 hours long. It's also on YouTube.
Damn.
It's kind of honestly the detectives were, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I thought they were absolute assholes. I know this guy's a piece of shit, but just the tactics that they were using, like they were touching him a lot. They were like putting their hands on it. They were sitting really close to him, and like this one cop, the way he was like say you're sitting at the end of a thin table, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the cop's sitting at the corner of that table right there, 90 degrees from you.
Yeah.
Right? And he's sitting right up on him, and he's sitting like with his legs all spread up, like his knees almost touching him, with his hands behind his back, all laid back. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just the body language. They were trying to intimidate him.
They're trying to make him uncomfortable.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Trying to make him slip up, make him uncomfortable, make him not be on his game. And it's like, if they have I can understand that if these cops already have a pretty strong inclination that this is their guy.
Yeah.
They're going to try and make him feel pretty uncomfortable so that he slips up.
Dude, they tried everything. One cop was like, "Oh, I did bad things."
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, damn, take that as a confession.
Really? You want to go on record what you did?
Right.
What'd you do?
Right. Steven should have lawyered up on him.
Yep,
like, what the fuck, dude? You're almost a lawyer.
Almost. Didn't cut it right now, man.
Lawyer up, boy.
Go ahead. Defend yourself there, Bundy.
But yeah, either way, he was full of shit. The interrogation stretched into the early hours of July 1st. Detective David Patterson, he grilled Steven for hours, asking about Lauren's location and just asking him why. The officer was sure that Steven knew what had happened. He had acknowledged the shift in demeanor from how willing he had been earlier in the day on June 30th to now here at the station, right? He's like, "Why are you shutting down?" And, Steven's like, "I don't know." So eventually, another detective, Scott Chapman, enters, and he tried to appeal to Steven's humanity, right? He says, "We want to give you the opportunity to tell it, so you don't look like a monster in the end. I know you feel bad about it."
I mean, do you want us to get the news crew back in here? Because you seem real comfortable talking to the news crew.
Right.
Like, do you want to just go ahead and give your confession to them? Like,
right.
I mean, I can call them in here. Like, you be real comfortable talking to them.
Yeah. But Steven refused to share anything meaningful. And it was only when Detective Carl Fletcher entered the room that he finally slipped up. Now, he didn't admit...
It's like Walker, Texas Ranger walking into the room.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Some guy walks in the room, just has a pure aura, just walks in the room just like, I didn't...
I think it was more of a coincidence. He just happened to be coming in at this time, and he slipped up in another way, right? He didn't admit to Lauren's murder, but he did admit to an unrelated crime. At one point during the interrogation, Fletcher mentioned condoms that had been found in Steven's apartment. He's like, "Well, you're supposedly a virgin. You're saving yourself for marriage. Why do you have condoms? Where did you get them?"
Why you got those?
Dude, no joke. Steven says, that he broke into a few of his classmates' apartments while they were out and stole them from them.
Admitting to a
Why
random
say that?
crime.
Why not just say, just in case, man, in preparation?
No, man,
I'm saving myself, but shit happens.
You use the Will
It's
Ferrell
just-
excuse from I think it's Wedding Crashers, or I think it's Jason Segel, and I love you, man. He's like, yeah, man. Sometimes just I jerk off wearing a condom. Helps you last longer, and there's no mess. Clean up. just gotta own it. You just gotta say something weird like that. It's just
That's
like,
better than saying you broke into other people's apartments and got them.
definitely better than saying that. Definitely better than being like, oh yeah, I totally stole these and broke into some people's apartments, and I just don't feel like they should have them. So,
Yeah.
what is that? Is that a crime? What?
Right.
Is that a crime?
If I'm not having sex, I don't want anybody having sex. Well, but because of this little confession, he was arrested on burglary charges, and now they can hold him longer. Right?
Thank you, bud. Thank you.
And meanwhile, while he's being held, the police can go back to his apartment and do a legit search now.
What other stolen goods are in here from your admitted breaking and enterings?
Oh my God, so much. They gathered all the evidence they needed to improve his involvement with Lauren and so much more. His apartment was a mess because he considered himself something of a survivalist, he said. He stockpiled food and energy drinks and shit like that
In his apartment.
in his apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a real survivalist, my man. If survivalists usually have like some land and a bunker.
Like a
and
bunker or something, man.
generally
So-
a family too that they're
right? Maybe all their stuff's behind like a fence at least.
you're more of like a cosplayer, all right, at this point. So
But yeah, there were all kinds of incriminating goodies in Steven's apartment, Andy, including the packaging for the hacksaw used to dismember the body.
I had to buy a new hacksaw because obviously you're not a real survivalist.
That's right.
Didn't have a hacksaw.
Right, you didn't even have a hacksaw.
Didn't have a hacksaw in your apartment.
No, and they also found and confirmed that the master key was to the building. They found a memory card, several flash drives, and a pair of underwear that was later discovered to have Lauren's DNA on it. Now, the flash drives, though, were
Steven, what's on these flash drives, my man?
Oh,
Steven,
man.
you want to tell us? You want to tell the news crew? You want to tell the news crew?
you don't want to tell anybody because it was pornographic images of children.
Oh,
Shocker
Steven.
then, yeah.
See, Steven, and you thought the breaking and entering was what we were going to get you on.
Right? Oh, you're fucked. In the laundry room of the complex, police found the actual hacksaw. They found the packaging before, and now they found the actual hacksaw that matched the packaging perfectly in Steven's apartment, along with a bloody sheet. And testing later confirmed that the blood was Lauren's.
You trying to put both these through the washing machine, my man?
Yeah.
I don't think that hacksaw is washing machine safe.
No, absolutely not. An examination of Steven, or physical rather, revealed a series of scratches on his abdomen and stomach area. He explained them by saying that he gave them to himself in his sleep.
That's right. Good sleep self scratcher. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's got the old sleep scratching, dude.
Yeah.
Some people have that,
You're like an infant. All right.
It's tough. It's a disease. Authorities obtained surveillance footage from a Walmart store 3 days before Lauren was murdered, where they saw Stevens purchasing plastic hooded ponchos and rope.
All right, Dexter. Like I said,
Seriously.
come on, man.
On August 2nd, 2011, Stephen McDaniel was charged with the murder of Lauren Giddings and 7 counts of child sexual exploitation. Stephen had not attended class around this time that Lauren went missing, and it was known that he owned weapons. Lauren's mother described him as a recluse who Lauren had encouraged to come out with the class. Lauren's sister said that Lauren would always try to make sure everyone was included, and this time it happened to backfire.
Yeah, like I said, I don't believe that Lauren was having you over for, sleepovers with her friends and telling her about her love life and about
what's really sad is like all the friends used to joke behind Stevens because they're not friends with Stevens. Okay, Steven.
Obviously.
They're not, right? But they were creeped out by him and they would joke this guy could do this or do that or whatever, and Lauren would always joke, well, he's going to spare me because I'm the only one that's nice to him.
God, yeah, I know those jokes,
right,
and just, yeah, it's an unfortunate, hindsight, but yeah, I've seen those jokes. I've said those jokes before, but yeah.
Yeah. So the entire time, Lauren was being stalked. The Lib County DA said, quote, "We found a video that he had used to survey her home. He had taken a wooden pole and somehow fixed a camera to the end of it and held it up high to look inside her window.
No, like GoPro back in the day, maybe.
Right.
Early GoPro.
McDaniel's search history was also filled with hits for her social media and LinkedIn profiles. They also found that Stephen would sometimes be searching for images of Lauren around the same time he was looking up violent pornography.
Yeah, this man's got a lot of things going against him now.
Yeah, he does. There were even videos of Lauren from outside her apartment the same night that she was murdered. These videos helped prove to the courts that the murder was premeditated. Apparently, Stephen had a fantasy of committing the perfect murder, or so he told people.
Not even close, my man. Not even close.
Originally, Stephen pleaded not guilty. However, in April of 2014, a week before the trial was going to start, Stephen accepted a plea deal and pled guilty to murder. His deal required him to describe his account of the murder, and in exchange, he would avoid the death penalty. Now, with the plea deal, it was also negotiated that the judge dismiss additional charges discovered during the investigation, including 1 count of burglary and 30 counts of sexual exploitation of children.
Yeah, because he wants to go to prison as a murderer and not a child abuser.
Exactly.
He does not want to go to prison as a pedophile, as a child molester, because he will get fucked up.
Either way,
he wants
he's
to go.
getting fucked
He
up.
wants to admit to the murder so that he can get he can go to prison and not get the death penalty, and he'll get to be as a lifer or whatever with a murder charge on his rap sheet.
Exactly. Now, according to Stephen's detailed written confession, at 4:30 a.m. on Sunday, June 26, 2011, he used a master key to gain access to Lauren's apartment. He watched her sleep as he moved toward her. A creak in the floorboard woke her up. She saw him and jumped and yelled, "Get the fuck out." Stephen was wearing a mask and gloves and proceeded to jump on top of her, grabbing her around the throat. He said that Lauren tried to fight him off and they fell to the ground where Lauren was able to remove his mask. He said she recoiled in horror when she recognized him and pleaded with him to stop. Instead, Stephen strangled her for 15 minutes until she stopped moving before dragging her body to the bathroom and returning to his own apartment. The next night, he returned with the hacksaw and dismembered her body in the bathroom, removing her limbs and head. Most of Lauren's remains were discarded in a dumpster on the campus, and her torso in the trash can outside her apartment, which he wrapped, separated in several trash bags. Stephen then cut up the mask and gloves and shirt, and then flushed them down the toilet.
Perfect murder, my ass. I'm just thinking, where should I put the biggest part of the body? Just looks casually at trash can.
Well, he was hoping that...
Outside trash can. It literally goes right outside, puts in the trash can.
I mean, if the trash gets emptied, because if the police had not been called to the scene on that day, the day that they were, trash collection services would have emptied the can the next day.
But even to the fact that he did this and left the body there overnight and came back the next day, I'm like, dude, you're already risking somebody showing up there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, you're already, clearly you premeditated this murder and you did it and then you freaked out. You went home, had to gather yourself, and then you had to come back and think about how am I going to cover this up.
And he actually said that, or he at least told them the trash bin locations where he dumped the rest of the body, but they have never been found.
They already got picked up.
I guess so.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
By that point, they'd already been picked up and taken to a landfill.
Well, no one's real excited about picking through a landfill when the case has been solved.
Yeah,
You
like
know
I said,
So
the only person who would really want that would be the family, and like I said, those things got picked up the day afterwards.
Right.
They've already been taken to a landfill, wherever, incinerated, who knows. So.
Exactly. Investigators had doubts about the validity behind some of the statements in his confession because he had years to plan and prepare it. Even Lauren's family thought the same thing, claiming they felt like Stephen didn't seem like an honest person, and instead someone who could easily make up a million stories with his vivid imagination.
Okay.
Yeah. But Judge Howard Sims sentenced Stephen to life in prison for the murder of Lauren Giddings. But he does have opportunities for parole, though. That was part of his deal as well.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sure.
That's some fucking bullshit.
Jesus.
But her memory is not fading, though. The Association of Women Law Students at Mercer Law put together the Lauren Giddings Scholarship, which helps law students pay for their bar preparation expenses. And in 2018, Stephen's father, Mark McDaniel, this is kind of funny, Stephen's dad, started a GoFundMe campaign to raise funds for his defense expenses.
For Stevens.
For Stephen's legal expenses for an appeal. They took the page down pretty
Yeah,
quick.
I feel like that was
Yeah, they
immediately
took the
like,
page down pretty
no,
quick.
that's
Wait.
not how we.
That's his parents are, I think, just in denial of the whole thing.
I could see that.
You should see them in the court proceedings. They're just sitting there, like they have no emotion,
Yeah, I'm
nothing
sure.
at all. And then his mom like blows him a kiss when the court proceedings are over.
God, yeah. No, this man has he's lived in a complete fantasy world for apparently too long.
Yeah. In February of that same year, in 2018, Stephen represented himself in court while arguing for a retrial.
Like I said earlier, there you go, Bundy.
Yeah,
Get yourself out there.
In his 73-page document filed in Richmond County Superior Court, he argued that his constitutional rights were violated throughout the investigation and pretrial process. Stephen claimed that his lawyers were incompetent and gave him misadvice. He also argued that investigators on the scene documented that he was verbally unresponsive and staring off into space and did not allow him to be cleared by medical staff before asking for consent to search his apartment. He said he's splitting hairs here. He said the prosecutors intercepted documents prepared for his defense while he was in jail waiting trial, and his attorneys did not adequately represent him because they did not dispute any of these matters, and it resulted in an improper trial.
How about because you fucked up? You were because they knew you were a monster. They had all
Seriously.
the proof that you were a monster.
And but Judge John Flythe denied the appeal anyways.
Yeah, absolutely denied that.
And on May 30th, 2022, another habeas corpus petition was filed by Stephen, claiming documents from defense trial preparations were stolen by the district attorney. In his petition, he requested his conviction be overturned and he be released from prison. Once again, this appeal was dismissed by a federal judge on grounds that Stephen submitted it a year late.
Oh, my man.
Too bad.
Look at you. You got nothing but time in prison, and yet you missed a date? Okay.
Damn. As of January 8th, 2023, Stephen is incarcerated at Hancock State Prison in Hancock County. That's in Georgia. He's serving a life sentence with the possibility of parole in 2041. And he claimed to grieve daily, but he also added that he did not expect forgiveness from her family.
Yeah, I don't think you should, my man. I mean, I don't expect her family's going to be forgiving you anytime soon, especially for your consistent trials to be like, well, I should be free because of, like, mistrials and stuff. Like, obviously, I should get to go free because, like, you guys messed up. And, like, you did a plea deal, my man. Like, you admitted this. We know you killed her.
No doubt, dude.
You don't get to go free on technicalities from lawyers.
But it's crazy, though, to think that, dude, if they don't find that torso, then and that doesn't get called in, and they can't even prove that she's been murdered, I don't know, man. I don't know if they get him. I don't know if they get him.
Maybe not.
Like, really, I think he has a good chance in court of getting out of this.
If they don't find, if that body does not get found, and he does not give that interview, there's a good chance that there's a good chance that this just goes unsolved.
He just kept inserting himself too close to it.
The fact that he went out there the first time and was like, "Well, I better talk to the, the news crew because nobody ever suspects the guy who's talking to the news people." It's like, yeah, maybe not the first time,
but then when you came back 20 minlike
you came back pale as a ghost, and we're like. So Lauren was like, she was like amazing, and like, Lauren, like we were like best friends, and like her like boyfriend was like maybe having troubles, and like maybe, so yeah, maybe they don't question the guy who talks the first time.
He kept trying to insinuate that she may have disappeared going off for a run.
That
was his main thing. Yeah. He's like, she ran a lot, and she ran by herself, and, somebody could have gotten her when she went out for a run. And
like, she could still just be running, you ever seen Forrest Gump?
Yeah, she could still be running.
She could just still be out there, man. You don't even know. Like, was she like a Fitbit or something?
It's a crazy case, and it's just another reminder that if somebody's giving you the creeps, man, don't take it too lightly.
No.
It's better to be paranoid and be a little bit rude than to be dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
Keep your head on a swivel, guys. Be paranoid. Right. Be alive.
Well, once again, this week, I want to thank Thina for this amazing timeline and amazing research. Thank you so much, Thina, for bringing this case to my attention. I was shocked at how few people have covered it. I mean, especially with all of the audio and the interviews and all that stuff that's available online. Like I said, the police interview, the interrogation, is kind of hard to watch. Yeah, like for a couple of reasons. For one, it's boring; not a lot happens. But then two, just the way that they're interrogating him, it's like, that's just not going to work with him. I don't think you guys, it's not going to go very far.
Probably not, but in the long run, thankfully, there was enough evidence. They were just like, we don't even need you to confess. We know it was you.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that oh my Gaia smell, Andy.
Ooh, right there, Michael.
Thank God it's in here in the studio with us now. Because we would be ripe for the pickings.
Like I said, Michael, this chair might be wet, but it don't go stink.
But it don't go stink. That's right. Oh My Gaia is an innovative, all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company specializing in paraben and aluminum-free products. And guys, there's tons of scents to choose from at ohmygaia.com, including our very own scent, True Crimepine, made just for true crime guys. If you don't know where to start, that's a great place. And that's at ohmygaia.com, ohmygaia.com. And you can use the keyword Crimepine, Crimepine, no space. Crimepine for 15% off your order at ohmygaia.com. And you can get all of these lovely scents like vanilla, cherry almond, sandalwood, lavender, lemongrass, Egyptian musk, coconut, dreamsicle, leather, lumberjack, honeysuckle, fireside, bergamot, amber. There's tons of them, guys. And new scents on the site that I don't even have on this ad that I'm reading.
Guys, come on, guys.
So always check it out. Also, give them a follow at shop_ohmygaia on Instagram and be entertained by amazing ads and also know when the deals are available. Guys, also don't forget to check out Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys. It's the best way to help the show. If you appreciate what we do here at True Crime Guys, that's a great way to let us know. Just $3 a month, right? $3 a month. Buy us a coffee. What's the big thing? Not even a coffee. Yeah, it's like half a coffee.
Buy me a soda.
Maybe. But guys, again, like I said, it's the best way to help the show, and you always get to hear these episodes early and ad-free with bonus content, which is always fun, and access to every audio file we've ever made in the last, 8 years. It's been a minute.
Been some time now, Michael.
That's right. Speaking of, we got to get up out of here. We got to turn on this AC and wrap this thing up, Andy. Is there anything else?
I don't believe so.
We're
all good.
All right, guys. Well, don't forget to check us out on social media, wherever you're at True Crime Guys. Also, the podcast is now being published on YouTube in audio form. Welcome to the fucking 2025, Michael, right? You finally got your freaking podcast on YouTube. Well, before you couldn't submit your RSS feed to YouTube, right? That's fairly new. So what you had to do was go on there and submit every single audio file and do all the things manually.
Yep.
So, and we weren't getting that many listens on there. So I was like, it's just not worth all this extra work having to post it over here too. But now, it does it on its own. So we're everywhere, wherever you're listening, Amazon, Prime, whatever, Spotify, we're there. Give us a rating. We appreciate it very much, guys. If you have a case suggestion, hit us up at True Crime Guys on social media or truecrimeguys@gmail.com. That's it. We're out of here. Keep on creeping.
Bye.